Chapter 5 of my forthcoming book, Inherent or Inherited Bhakti in the Jiva according to Gaudiya Vedanta, is called Is Rasa Predetermined? It's presenting that particular question. In the previous chapters, I have already spoken about whether Bhakti was inherent or not, or Swarup Shakti was inherent or not. But also we can speak about the same topic from other angles by speaking about Rasa in terms of Prem, in terms of Bhava, in terms of Siddha Deha, which I will try to do in this and other chapters, which is another way of speaking about the same topic from different vantage points. Of course, one element of Rasa, if we want to speak about Rasa, is the concept of Sthayi Bhav, one of the 5 ingredients of the whole ecstatic aesthetic equation of Rasa. So Sthayi Bhav, once fixed, particular dominant emotion of love in connection to Bhagavan. So sometimes there is this argument that once Sthayi Bhav is predetermined, that is already defined somehow or other. Although again, Shastra is not stating that anywhere. There's full consensus to the opposite, to the contrary. Because as we mentioned, Swarup Shakti is not inherent, and Sthayi Bhav is made of Swarup Shakti. That's important always to make this connection. If we speak about Rasa, Siddha Deha, Sthayi Bhav, all this is not Maya Shakti, all this is not Tatastha Shakti, this is Swarup Shakti. So if we understand Swarup Shakti is not inherent, therefore we will understand Sthayi Bhav is not either. Also Shastra will say, Ekarup Swarupa Bhag, Ekarup. All the jivas are one and are uniform in nature. So uniform means there is no intrinsic distinction in them in terms of Madhurya Rasa jivas, Sakya Rasa jivas, and so on. And of course, Srila Rupa Goswami, for example, mentions, even though we may objectively state that Madhurya Rasa may be the highest or the sweetest attainment, in objective terms, of course, again, in subjective terms, each one will feel this is the highest. But Sri Rupa Goswami makes that point. Although this may be established, nonetheless, each one will pursue the particular Sthayi Bhav that one feels attraction for according to previous bhakti samskars acquired in previous lifetimes, according to devotional impressions received in sadhu sangha from other sadhus, which will make us feel inclined towards one direction or the other. I'm sharing this chapter mainly bullet points with many quotes from different Shastra, Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Briha Bhagavatamrita, Bhakti Rasamrita, Sindhus, and mention a book and there will be a quote from that because it's really consensual basically. Also, I will deal in this chapter with some arguments to the contrary, like the famous example of Balava or Anupam, the brother of Rupa and Sanatan, which seems to be fixed in one Sthayi Bhav despite certain strong influences, or the famous example of also Murari Gupta, Hanuman, in Gaur Lila as well. Also, I will analyze the well-known seed analogy that sometimes it is given that we have a seed and we just need the water of Sadhu Sangha to make that sprout. But again, an analogy, whatever it may be, is just that, an analogy. So we are not to establish Siddhanta through analogies. Analogies are there just to illustrate something that has to be established by quoting Shastra, by resorting to Tattva and Siddhanta. And of course, if we accept Rasa is inherent, Sthayi Bhav is inherent, there is a lot of problems, implication with that. For example, some people may attain Brahma Sayuja for eternity, and that doesn't mean, it implies developing Prem, attaining the experience of Rasa. Someone may attain Shanta Rasa, which doesn't necessarily imply to having developed Prem either, because Prem is characterized by mamata or possessiveness, and Shanta Rasa is described by Rupa Goswami as nirmamata, without possessiveness. But we heard that there are some jivas for eternity in Vaikuntha, in Shanta Rasa. So you may attain all these situations without the necessity of having attained Prem, for example. So how to explain that that thing is inherent in you, but you attain eternity without that? So many other problems is there, of course. One of them also, I will say, if we say our eternal devotional affinity is predetermined, then Mahaprabhu's gift to the world becomes an exclusive and even elitist stuff that he's not coming even to give anything, but he's coming only to activate something that is already predetermined in some person, while we find in the Shastra the opposite. He's giving that to anyone and everyone in every situation in this, without discrimination. And Anarpita Samarpita, famous verse, he's Mahavatan Jaya Krishna Prem Pradayati. And what to speak of Nityananda Prabhu's dispensation in that case. So by declaring that the Sthayi Bhava or Rasa is inherited, somehow we are totally downplaying Gaur Lila, its gift and dispensation. So these are some of the main topics I'm trying to deal with in this fifth chapter.